and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. If you are new and you like makeup, beauty, hair or hauls, then please consider subscribing. So today I'm doing a full face of first impressions. I've been collecting some bits over the last month, I'd say, and I thought I'd just bung them all together and do a full first impressions video. So I've got all different brands here. I've got the Nikki Beauty Bay palette, which I've had my hands on for quite a while, and I can't believe I haven't dug into it yet because I've heard amazing things. So I've got that. I have some bits from Revolution, Lottie London, there's a couple of Primark bits, the Marshmallow Primer from NYX, and some lashes from Pink Fishes. So yeah, let's go ahead and try them out. So first up, I've got the NYX Marshmallow Primer, and this has been out a little while now, and I've wanted to try it for ages. I've again heard really good things about it. Yeah, and I just figured I'd try it on a first impressions video. So let's have a look. So this is the Marshmallow Primer with Marshmallow Root. Use alone or with foundation. Well, I'm going to use it with I've got like a CC BB cream type thing. Right, so we've got a pump on here, which I'm a fan of. I do like a nice pump. And then I'm just going to pop, probably go with, 3. It is quite airy. Oh, I quite like the texture of that. It feels quite moisturising, which I do quite like in a primer. I'm not a fan of the sort of silicone ones. And it's kind of, do you know what I mean? It's, yeah, marshmallowy. Oh my God, it smells of marshmallow. Oh, that's nice. Right, so let's whack this on. What I'm going to do is just apply it like I would a moisturiser, which is what I'd normally do with my primers anyway. Bung some on my neck. Right, we'll rub that in. Okay, so first up, it feels amazing on my skin. It does feel like a moisturiser texture, and it was really nice to rub in as well. It's hard to explain. I know it's just a primer, but yeah, it does feel like a moisturiser. It's soaked in nicely as well, and it does leave a slight tacky finish, which is what you want. So yeah, that's really nice. And the bonus is that it smells good too. Do excuse my eyelids. I'm going to pop some primer on those in a minute anyway, so you won't see that. But I tested the Age of Opulence palette yesterday, and the purple shade was so pigmented it's actually stained my eyelid. And believe me, I have cleaned them twice. I promise. So next up for foundation, I have the Velvet Skin Tint from Lottie London. Now this is something else I've heard quite good things about. I think I've gone for the right shade. It looks it in the bottle. It's really hard to tell online when you buy foundations and things, isn't it? But I tried my best. So it's like a squeezy top, a bit like the MAC, is it the Face and Body foundation? So it's like that. And then what I've also got is the Revolution sponges. These are the Harley Quinn ones from the DC range. So I'm a brush girl with my sort of CC cream that I use. I don't really use foundation. And what I'm going to do with this is what I sometimes do is kind of pat it into my skin after with the brush with a sponge. So I'm going to do that with the sponges. So I am still going to use them, but I'm just going to go and wet it first. So look, just before I go and wet it, can you see that? Yeah. Look, you've got Harley Quinn's little face on there. Very cute. So that's it wet. So it has grown quite a lot in size, and it feels quite squishy. It doesn't feel too dense, maybe a little bit more dense than say a beauty blender, but yeah, it still feels quite nice and squishy. I'm going to squirt some of this on the back of my hand. I'll start off with that much. So that's the shade. It actually looks a bit darker out than what it does in, but it might still be all right. Right. Start off by just dotting it around. What I actually do is start off with my neck, because I just use the excess of whatever's left. So I really like that. I love how that's gone on. Really, really nice. It's not gone streaky or anything like that with the brush. I am still going to blend it because I want to try out the sponge. But yes, I'm just going to pat it in with the sponge as well. Yeah, I'm a fan of that. It's really nice. The sponge is okay. It does the job. Yeah, I really, really like the way that looks on my skin. It's very skin-like. And yeah, I can see why it's called velvet, because it kind of gives that almost filtered look, which is kind of like a velvety look, isn't it? So yeah, I think that's really nice. Oh, and I forgot to mention, I went for the shade medium, which is N025 in that one. So for concealer, I don't actually use concealers very often, but I'm going to use one today. It's another Lottie London product. This is actually new, I believe. This is the Got It Covered concealer in the shade Shell. So it looks like this. So it looks quite a similar shade to the foundation actually, or the skin tint, I should say. And then we've got like a sponge applicator tip here. So I do have a few little blemishes and I'm going to go over those, and also on my under eyes. So I've just noticed, I don't know if I'm supposed to, oh, I don't know. Right. A little, there we go. So I've done a little squeeze so it comes out like that. So I'll do my blemishes first. One there, one there, a little one there. Right. Oh, do you know what? I've got one on my neck. That'd be a good one to test, wouldn't it? That's actually covered those quite nicely, and because it's not too dissimilar to my foundation shade, it's actually blended really, really nice. Right, so I'm just going to pop a little bit more, and I'll pop it on this spot here on my neck. God, it's right around here, I can barely see it. Right. That's pretty good, you know. Look, that has virtually gone. That's a pretty decent coverage. I quite like that. Right, so I'm going to do my under eyes as well. I'm only going to put a tiny bit on my under eyes. I don't normally use it, so we'll just do a little bit. I said a little bit, but it came out quite a lot in the tube. Do you know what? I actually quite like that. This might be the one that makes me want to put foundation, not foundation. This might be the one that makes me want to put concealer under my eyes. Do you know what? That's lovely. No creasing yet, but time will tell. I don't use powder, which I said in my previous like everyday makeup video. I just don't like the feel of powder on me, so we're just going to stick with that for now. Right, so the next thing I'm going to do is my brows and just prime my eyelids. I don't have a new primer for my lids because I'm a bit stuck in my ways when it comes to that. I do like the Be Perfect primer. So I'm just going to pop that on my lids, and I'm also going to sort my eyebrows out. I didn't get anything for my brows either because I've had them recently microbladed and they're still kind of in the healing process. So I didn't really want to put too much on them. So all I do is just put like a brow gel type thing on them, and that's about it really. I'm just going to go away and do that now. So that's that done. So next I'm going to go in with the eyeshadow palette. So it's this one here, the Nikki Tutorials X Beauty Bay one. So looks like this, really, really nice. And this is the Colour Story, beautiful. Really, really lovely. Lovely ratio of mattes to shimmers, as I find in most of the Beauty Bay palettes. Yeah, I don't know what look I'm going to do, I really don't. But yeah, I do really love this one. Ooh, this kind of like greeny shade, that's really nice. And Amsterdam's lovely too, the blue. Although I am quite tempted to dip into the more neutral shades and do like a neutral look. Or is that boring? Do you know what I am? Because I've done quite a few colourful looks lately. So I want to try, because I think most people would dip into this and go right for the bright colours. So I'm going to try the neutral colours and see what they're like. Oh, do you know, I've just noticed that's really good. The mirrors, one of the sides is just a normal mirror and one of them's a magnified mirror. That's really good. I'm going to go into my crease first, I think. Yeah, using... And I'm going to go into my crease and bring it into my outer corner using this one here. So 5 AM. Okay, so like that, that's a really, really nice brown, and as expected, beautifully pigmented too. So what I'm going to do next is just blend that out using the lighter brown shade, which was this one here, which is Mila. Okay, I actually really like how that's gone. I've done this eye now as well. I've obviously lost quite a lot of the brown pigment. Well, I don't think I've lost the pigment. It's more of the fact that I've blended the lighter shade over the top of it. However, I love the way that they've gone together. So I'm just going to leave, normally I'd go back in and I'd build that brown up again, but I actually like how it looks. So I'm going to leave it where it is. Right, so I've just obviously gone and done this eye too. And what I did do, I did build up just here where there was, yeah, it wasn't quite as blended, but that was my fault. It's nothing to do with the palette. So I've just gone back in that front bit and just blended that darker brown in a little bit more as well. So the next thing I'm going to do is go away and just cut this inner half of my crease just here. So that's that done. So next I'm going to go in with this kind of really gold shade here called Mr. Tutorials. So that is an absolutely stunning colour. Really, really like that. It's kind of like a, I don't know really, it's like an aged gold. It's not like a really bright gold. It's like almost like an antique gold. So underneath, what I'm going to do is this dark brown here. I'm just going to take that all the way underneath. Okay, so I think that's actually really nice. It's a really nice kind of sort of day to evening glam look, I think. And yeah, beautiful palette, really nice. So what I do have is the Lottie London stamp liner. I'm not going to put a liner on because, to be honest, I'm rubbish at it. But the reason I bought this was because it has a little heart stamp on it, which I thought was just cute. And then on the other end, it's got actually a really nice liner. So I think I'm going to use the little heart, just one, just there, because why the hell not? You know, you only live once. Let's just do it. But what I'm going to do first is my mascara. I'll probably do that last, actually, the stamp, because I've still got my the rest of my base products to do. So I'm using the Revolution, the XX Revolution, the Kombucha mascara. So it looks like this. It's quite chunky, you know. I didn't expect it to be this kind of wide. I thought it was going to be a kind of skinnier one. And then it's got like an hourglass wand, which I actually quite like. I'm not going to do very well with my mirror the wrong way around, am I? Right, so I'm just going to pop some of this on. Right, so there's one coat. Do you know what? I actually quite like that. It separates them really nicely. It lengthens. I wouldn't say it thickens too much, but as you can see, my natural lashes are really blonde. They're almost transparent. Yeah, and it definitely makes a difference. 100%. Right, so what I'm going to do is pop another coat on, and obviously a couple of coats on this eye as well. So this is what the mascara is like. I love this. I think it's so good. Yeah, I've put 2 coats on. It's made my lashes look like really long. I don't know what it is. This eye always curls better than this eye, like naturally. But yeah, I think that's a really good mascara. I'm impressed with that. So much so, I think I'm not going to bother with lashes today. I'll show you the ones I was going to use, and I will use them in another video. But it was these ones, these Pink Fishes ones. I just think because it's quite a natural eye look, I think this mascara suits it a bit better. So next I'm going to do bronzer. So this is actually a product I've already used. However, I think I used it wrong. So it's the Revolution Glow X Rachel Leary highlighter. So I used it as a highlighter, but as you can see, it's quite dark. And bless her heart, Rachel actually watched my video, which is just amazing. And she actually commented saying it's supposed to be used as a bronzer. So that's what I'm going to do today. Right, so I'm just going to take a big brush and we're going to go in. Okay. That's stunning. Absolutely stunning. Yeah, I can see that should be used as a bronzer more than a highlighter. That'd be lovely as a highlighter on dark skin tones, but on paler skin tones like myself, it's really nice as a bronzer. It's got a really nice, like, glowy finish to it. Oh, do you know what? That would be a nice holiday bronzer for the evenings. Yeah, I really like that. So for blush, I actually picked up the MUA Blushed Matte Powder Blush. I picked up the shade Rouge Punch, which on the website looked more of an apricot tone, but now it's arrived, it's kind of darker. It's actually darker than I thought. This rose design on it's really pretty, isn't it? But yeah, so I don't know how I'm going to get on with this, but I'm going to try. Oh God, it looks really pigmented. I'm just going to tap some onto my arm. Doesn't look too bad so far. That's actually really quite nice. I quite like that. It'll be quite nice as more of a kind of autumn winter shade, whereas the apricot that I normally wear, I suppose, is more of like a spring summer shade. But do you know what? I quite like that. I was really worried when I saw how dark it was, but no, it's nice. And it was only £2.50, bargain. Right, so lastly is another product I've used before, but again, I used it the wrong way. Well, not the wrong way, but the better way is to use this with your fingers, and I used a brush. So it's the Be Perfect Get Wet highlighter, the Stacey Marie one. And it's this one here. So you can see I've barely used it. And this is Soft Silk. So apparently you use this with your finger. Yeah, it does look better with your finger. And then I'm going to use this on my inner corners and brow bone as well. Yeah, That's really nice. That's lovely on the inner corners. And weirdly, I used a brush, obviously. But this is obviously where I've used my fingers, and that is stunning. Really, really nice. Right, so let's pop this little heart on now, shall we? Honestly, how old am I? Right, so I'm going to pop this. I think I'm just going to do it here. Oh, that's cute. No, I do actually quite like that. It's quite pretty. It'd be nice for like festivals and that. It's where it's printed, it's got a tiny, tiny bit missing just there. And obviously I've got that imprint around the edge, but I can get rid of that. So what I'll do is just go on with the eyeliner end. I'll fill in that gap. There. And then just get rid of that bit around the edge. That came off pretty easy. I just used the end of my makeup brush and a baby wipe and just stuck it in. Top tip. So for lips, I've actually got 2 of these Primark lipsticks. So these are the Bronze Kiss ones. I've got either this one here. These remind me of the Soph like lip kits, which I've actually got and are really nice. Or there's this one here, which is like that. I think I'm going to go for the darker one, you know. They're almost like a balm sort of texture. So I'm going to try this. It's a nice colour. It is a nice colour. It's a bit darker than I thought it was going to be. I suppose it does look like that on the swatch, doesn't it? But yeah, I might try the other one as well. So that's the paler one. I actually quite like that. Yeah, I like the other one as well. So here is the finished look. And yeah, I like it. I think these products are really nice. Was there anything I didn't like? No, I don't think there was. I liked all of it. I mean, this is just a bit of fun, but even that's quite cool. Yeah, as I say, it'd be quite nice for a festival look. Like you could kind of do little hearts around here or something like that, which would look quite good. The palette, I absolutely love. Really, really pleased with that. I can't believe I haven't dipped into it sooner. The mascara, I really like as well. I think that is actually my favourite mascara has been the Maybelline Sky High mascara. But that for me could be on par, you know. It's really, really good. Yeah, and the foundation, the Velvet Skin Tint, love that as well. And it's actually a perfect match for me. It's not oxidized or anything like that. It's beautiful, really nice. So yeah, quite a good full face of first impressions today. That was hard to say. So I'll give you a quick close-up of the eyes. I think they're really nice. Like I say, it's like a sort of day to evening glam look, and I think it's stunning. That shimmer is beautiful. So I hope you enjoyed watching, and if you did, please give me a thumbs up and I'd really appreciate it. It'd mean the absolute world to me if you did enjoy watching this video and you would like to see more content from me in the future, and you would like to subscribe to my channel. Until then, thanks for watching. Bye.